Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Raheem Anderson. You guys hear me okay? I can see. Seems like I didn't mess up the audio this time. Should be okay. Let's go. Bigger face, smaller face, bigger face, smaller face. Welcome to Freshman Feature episode 8.1. Gonna get started here in a couple minutes. Let people trickle in. People being late. How are you guys' Wednesdays going? Cluckus Gaming, welcome back. You've showed up a few times. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back, buddy. Appreciate you coming back. And appreciate any likes on this live stream as well. Appreciate you guys. We're getting close to 4,000 subscribers, guys. I'm excited. I think we're going to hit it before the season, which is crazy. June of last year when I joined, we were at like 300 subscribers. Got all the way up to 3,800 and change now. It's great. All right. 8:30. Okay, I'm going to get going. People will be coming in here. Raheem Anderson. If you don't know Cast Tech, I mean, what are you doing, right? Donovan Peoples-Jones. You got the meteor of a man, Raheem Anderson here at 6'3", 300 pounds. Tyler Butash, welcome back. But Michigan's had a lot of guys come out of Cast Tech. I want to see if there's a list of total guys. Maybe not. Mike and Wenyu, another guy here. Bleacher Report even did one. Jalen Kelly Powell. I created his commitment video to Michigan. DPJ worked with him quite a bit. Raheem Anderson. Don't know the man. But offensive center. Okay, this is interesting, though. Offensive center, when you go to his prospect, okay? This is a detail I missed earlier. This is on his recruiting profile, okay? Where he's listed as a center. But if you go back, let me just Google Raheem Anderson. If you go to Michigan, it says offensive guard. Isn't that interesting? You look at him as a prospect offensive center. You look at him on his profile of being at the University of Michigan, offensive guard. So that's interesting. All the scouting, everything I covered him is as a true center, but that makes it seem like he's going to be shifting to offensive guard based on this information alone. Now, you still go to University of Michigan's website, right? If you do Michigan, Raheem Anderson, he'll still be put as, he's just offensive lineman. So who's to say? He's going to be interior, and he's got another center, Greg Crippen, to compete against. So let's dive into his film here. Actually, we can just look at his recruiting profile real quick. 528. He actually has a good number of verified results. They're not the best and not the most to get information from, right? Because it's an offensive lineman. Where are you gonna trash the dude for having a 20-inch vertical? But anyway, let's start with his opening regional 2019. Let's skip to that. Can we skip to this? Is this even going to show anything? Why is this even a thing? Am I supposed to be getting information of Raheem Anderson here? Why do they have this here? That's just... Oh, this is Isaiah Marshall. Anyway, I don't know why they have that. All right. Let's just go straight to his actual film. I'm going to pull up the clips. I have it pre-rendered this time. Let me get this over here. Boom, boom. Let me pull out the pen. Here we go. And we're off and running. I felt so dumb the last time when I was like, what does the pancake mean? And it's like, duh, it's an offensive lineman. And you guys made me feel stupid. Appropriately so. Okay, so first we're going to go into... shoot, I have this opposite. This is going to mess it up if I go opposite here, isn't it? Give me a sec. No, it won't. I have it rendered. It doesn't matter if it's rendered. Sorry, apologize. I was out with the dog. You can blame me. All right, this is his junior year highlights. All right, junior year highlights. Going into this film, let's talk a little bit about his scouting, kind of what he has to offer. Also, let me make sure I make my face smaller because I'm going to be over the film. That's much better. Okay, so his scouting, built like a true center. You're going to see most of his film is at center. Carries his weight pretty well. Solid arm length. Good technically. Good base and hand usage. Solid in pass protection. Might disagree there. Quickness and leverage for the run game. Very high floor. Not the most explosive guy. Could work on his testing numbers. Okay, so there he is getting out to the second level here. Good turn of the hips there. You can see like he's able to turn his hips here, really create that hole for the running back. He's mean. He's really mean in the run game, which I always love to see. It's always something. Give me some guys with an edge, right? Let's watch his footwork off of this one. Boom, good step with his left there. He gets some depth, opens up his hips. You can see his hips are now pointed towards where he needs to get on the defensive tackle here. And he gets engaged, gets upfield, boom. Big win. Goes for the pancake. He does not like number 10 here. So yeah, he looks pretty sound, right? Stays relatively low. At the next level, at the collegiate level, he might be losing this rep, right? You want to stay on the guy instead of, maybe you could get a hold here, but I like how he keeps his hands relatively inside. I think maybe he could expand his base a little bit once he gets to the second level. Keep his base a little bit wider. Could get a little narrow. But man, he drives, right? Like he drives, guys. Here he is on a reach block. A little stretch play. Ooh, I like that. What he does here, sure, he lets the guy upfield a little bit here, and that's totally fine, right? Because look at where he's pointed. Right? We said this a lot with the last offensive lineman that I covered here. He's pointing this guy this way. And that's all you need, right? This guy's going around the edge. You don't need to be pushing this guy upfield. If anything, that's going to hurt you. Let this guy upfield. Just point him out this way. And that's what he does here. So that's a good job. And then he sticks with him for good measure. Gets the pancake. Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of wasted movement with there. I like how it kind of reset here as well. You notice this guy, 52, the nose tackle, kind of spins here. He doesn't keep moving his feet. He kind of waits for a minute, waits for the guy to reset, and then he restarts, right? And then he finishes the block. So that's good patience. I like how much pride he takes in it, right? He's really going for it. Oh, that was a good one. Boom, down block. Yeah, he mauls guys on down blocks. Looks for a second guy at the second level. Again, getting guys at the offensive center position who have played center, have extensive experience, that's pretty rare. And then you add in that he was a guy who played at the top level within the state of Michigan, already has a frame close to 300 pounds. He wants to be an engineer at Michigan. So in terms of being able to pick up blitz pickups and understand different shifts in the offensive line, calling assignments for different linemen. Those are all things that he can really do well. And you need to be smart as a center. You do to have control of that. This is a great play. Because watch, his head goes to the wrong side initially, but then he resets here, okay? He resets, uses his hands to push the guy to his right here, resets. Look where the head is now, right? And look at where that ball's going, right off his butt. So it's a good job working his head to the other side here, and his block really opens that hole. So it's a really good job. And he finishes the block. He's just nasty. Nasty in the run game. What's up, Let's Toast Media? Welcome to the stream, buddy. They are good movement. Again, maybe he's a little high here. I don't know where his hands are. But I like his initial step. He needs to, like you don't see guys like popping when he's coming off the line, but he has good hands. He has good hands and he stays engaged, especially when he's working guys off of the defensive line. Like I think he fires off pretty low Just not like the most explosive. He's not the best athlete, but I think he has really good hand placement. He drives well, and I agree. He has a good frame. Like at 300 pounds, he looks like a guy who's closer to like 270, 280 to me. It's kind of shocking that he's like 300 pounds, right? He carries that pretty well. He seems like he has pretty good strength thus far. So the main thing I look for is how high is his ceiling, and how high is his floor. And his floor, and like they're kind of two separate guys, right? Where I guess the top of both ends of that would be a guy like Cesar Ruiz, right? Who had extensive offensive center position, had the athleticism to go with the position, super high floor, and about as high of a ceiling as you could have. Nice block there. For a center, right? For an interior guy. And I'm not saying that Raheem Anderson has that high of a ceiling, because the athleticism isn't quite up to par for what we had in Ruiz, but the floor, man, the floor is probably just as high with Ruiz. So he may not develop into a first 3-round pick during his time at Michigan, but a mid-round pick, I think so. Could be. He's nasty. And like everything he does, he's pretty technically sound, right? Like look at that. That guy comes flying upfield, right? You don't like, if he's flying upfield outside of you like this, right? If this guy's coming flying, wrong button. If this guy's flying through this way, that's fine, right? Get your initial pop, get engaged with him, and then let him go and ride him out. That's it. Right? And you see how his hands are engaged, and then he starts to turn his hips, right? This is where the momentum of that defensive lineman wants to go, to the outside, and this is just a redirection, right? You don't need to shove a guy 4 yards down the field for this play to be successful. You just need to eviscerate that gap, and that's what he does. So that's just smart, right? Get him out of there. You can pancake him to the side, and you're still creating a good opportunity for your running back. That's a good job. Operates well in space, recognizes his target here. Boom, takes him out. Again, like I'm trying to see his footwork here. Maybe he's leaning a little bit too far forward there upon contact, but yeah, I think his left hand could be a little bit better placed. What happened to the music? Music just kind of died. There we go. But overall, I think he IDs guys pretty well at the second levels as well. Okay, here's like one of the first pass protection scenarios that we saw here. Could see his feet move a little bit more, right? Looks like he's not moving his feet that quick. He's kind of leaning into the guy. So I could see footwork improving a little bit. See if we get more pass protection here. Yep. I mean, what are you going to do? He's just sitting on a guy. Alexander Geddes, smash the like button. Thank you, sir. Okay, where is he? He's doing a down block here. Yeah, he's a mauler when it comes to down blocks. Good footwork, right? Watch that first step. He's getting a lot of movement with that left step. He's setting up well. Boom. Get across the line. Targets him well. Get to the second level. Stay engaged. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. Kind of a mess of bodies there, but it looks like he gets the pancake eventually. So yeah, the thing that just keeps coming out to me is his technique. I think, and like this is something that he learned just throughout the game, right? This is the same guy earlier who remember when I said you don't have to drive a guy like 15 yards upfield. If this guy wants to go this way, like inside of you here, and this isn't directly where the play is going, let him. Ride him out and punish him for that. And this is the same guy. Looks like they're playing Detroit Catholic Central. Maybe. Probably. So right there, right? He realizes this is where this guy likes to go. Ride him out. At the next level, maybe you'd get hit with holding, right? I'd like to see him move his feet. Maybe get, you know, it's fine. It's fine to ride him that way, but maybe just shuffle a little bit as he's going this way. He kind of stops his feet and then turns, uses his upper body a little bit too much. Against like more athletic guys, that guy might be able to duck under that. But again, look where the play's going, right? He doesn't need to do a whole lot. He just has to hold him up a bit. And that springs a huge gain. So I'm not going to hit him too hard for that. Okay, pass protection. It's fine. Sit on a linebacker. Yeah, that one looks like a hold, right? You might get hit with a hold there. And this is the same kind of thing where if a guy is going inside there, you know, he's kind of lost. He needs to keep his feet moving here because you might get hit with a hold. You can see right there that left arm. You might get hit with a hold right there. You probably should. So he's got to make sure when he's firing off like that and guys are really quick trying to shoot a gap, you know, his head's on the wrong side there. He needs to readjust, move his feet instead of just kind of holding on there. So that's kind of a lost rep in my eyes. Could have been hit with a hold. Pass protection. Yeah, again, he's kind of relying on his upper body here instead of mirroring, right? He's good and locked in here, but you got to be careful. You see that right hand is kind of on the jersey right here. You got to be careful of that. If it's on the shoulder pad like that, that's what the refs probably would be looking for a hold. So you just got to be careful. Make sure your hands are inside, but more than that, move your feet, right? That guy's feet are moving inside, and you lost the leverage there. So if you're still hanging on to that shoulder pad with that lost leverage, you're more likely to get a hold. So I think in pass protection, his footwork could improve a bit. Good down block there. I really like him in down blocks. Getting to the second level, he's pretty good. But right there, that's good stuff. Good pop off of that one. Takes a lot of pride in his run blocking as well. Good, yeah. Well engaged on that one. I do think he relies a little bit too much on his upper body. Seems like he'll stop his feet and then kind of try to muscle guys out of the way after a certain point. So, like right there, right? At the end of the play, he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to like suplex the guy. If he just keeps moving his feet here, he just kind of stops his feet. Yeah, Klukas Gaming, I'm not saying that there's no place for holding, right? I think every offensive lineman holds to a certain level. It's more about doing everything else while you're holding, right? Are you staying in front of them? You know, do you have good footwork? And the better you are at all the other aspects of your game, the less likely you're going to get called for holding. Because you could get called holding on damn near every play, at least in my opinion. It's the egregious outliers that outlier plays that get caught. I can't even tell where he is in this one, honestly. Was he the center? I don't know. I can't tell you. He's lost. Oh, he's a guy who's pancaking him back there. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Why don't you get... What the hell was that play? Okay. They just include that at the end of his film. It was a fumble, too. Okay. We don't need to share his email. Okay, now we're on to his senior year. Got another 4 minutes here of clips. Again, he's at center. So, again, multi-year experience. He was like a 3-year captain or something. There he does a better job staying engaged, right? And watch his footwork here. The guy's trying to fight at either side. He's able to move his hips over, stay engaged, hands inside, finish the play. Yeah, it's a great point, Trevor. I think that's it. At the next level, that'll, those egregious, like towards the end of the play, even if it's like, I don't know, like I don't think he'll get hit with like personal fouls at the next level. But if you're continually taking guys with shoulder pads over one side or the other, you're just lending yourself to more attention in what you're grabbing, right? Are you grabbing shoulder pads? Are you doing things like that? And it's just not likely to work against guys at the next level. You're just not going to out-muscle guys the way that he can. I like this one. A little combo block, gets to the second level, stays engaged. Good footwork, right? He keeps his feet moving here. So he gets engaged, boom, step, 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 boom. Takes him out. It's a good play. So let's see. Does he look any different? Again, he's still, you can see that tendency. He's still muscling guys. And again, it's okay to like try that, right? It's not the worst thing. And this is a great example of how to do it like correctly, right? Because his hands are inside. It's not like he's wrapping the guy up, tackling him. You can't really see where his hands are. That means his hands are inside the shoulder pads. So that's okay, right? Like there's a time and a place for when to pancake guys and when to go for this move. When your hands are in the right spot, when you have good leverage, go for it, right? He's in a good spot to do that. And then did he start swimming? He started swimming on top of the guy. What is that? What a crazy man. That's just shameful. Oh my God. That's so brutal. That's good footwork at the next level. You see that? I didn't do this with the film, by the way. This is whatever interface this is from this camcorder or whatever. But this is good. He recognizes he's in space, trying to ID a guy, and then gets locked in with that guy. Kind of throws him to the ground a little bit. There, double team. Kind of mauls that guy. Super undersized. De La Salle. I like his hips. I like how he's usually got his head on the right side. He shows pretty good bend on this one. You know, I'd like to see him deliver more of a pop initially. He's not the fastest off the snap, but he has good hips. He has good understanding of where his head needs to be. He stays engaged pretty well. He's fired up on most of these plays. He's like real into it. Oh man, takes that guy on a ride. And hey man, I'll take a guy who will, you know, if I'd rather take a guy who wants to always pancake someone and tell him to slow down than tell someone to try to pancake someone, right? It's much easier to kind of reel a guy back in than it is to like reel a guy up, because it's a lot harder to reel a guy up if it's not part of their personality already. So here's another thing where it's like, again, you don't need to be wrestling this guy going for a takedown here, you know? Again, we can't really see where his hand is, but if that's anywhere near the shoulder pads, you're just letting yourself to get more penalty calls. He's ferocious, man. It's really funny to watch. Where is he? I lost him here. Okay. So this is good. This is these are the plays right here. The stretch play or just jet sweep is the best way to see how he will work as a guard, because he's in motion, right? He's kind of pulling like a guard would. That's good acceleration there. Notice how he like identifies his guy and then gets out there. I would like to see him get his head across a bit more, right? He kind of helps the guy a little bit by pushing him upfield a little more. But after that push, he's probably going to get 22. Yeah, I mean, he can operate in space. There he is working at the second level again. I like that running back cutting off of him. It's a good job letting him know where he's at. It's a good job. Again, look where the head is, right? Look where the head is. That gives the running back a spot to cut off his butt. Pushes him into the end zone. Okay, this one's a little hard to see. Yeah, working his hands inside. You can see he's continually battling with his hands here. Getting on the inside here. Good base, good foot movement. That's a really clean pancake. He didn't really have to like muscle his way, right? Throw the shoulder over, anything like that. That's just a clean one. There, gets engaged, second level. Again, you're right, Trevor. He always wants to nail this guy into the ground. That's a clean pancake. Well, he got kind of tripped, but it was relatively clean. Okay, a little down block, double team just in the end zone. I think we're getting to the end here. A couple more. Oof, blew that guy over. So pass blocking still kind of like a to be determined, right? We only saw like a handful of pass blocking. That shows. So I would like to see him get his head to the outside here. Right, head's kind of to the inside. It's a jet sweep out to your left side here. So head on the outside helps ensure that guy doesn't ever make a play. But I like his ability to get out to the second level here. Again with this format. There he is again, kind of shouldering guys around. Okay, pancaked guy, kind of lost it there. Okay. All right, that's all we got on film. So yeah, I mean, again, I like his technique overall when he's continuing to move his feet. He does really well. Just got to watch that pancake all the time tendencies, right? Keep those down, keep those to a minimum. Keep your feet under you and realize that, hey, not every play is going to be a pancake, and that's okay. You don't need him to be that guy. It is interesting, again, like I said, that he's an offensive center on his recruiting profile, but an offensive guard when you go to his Michigan info. So that's really interesting. Michigan also picked up Greg Crippen. So Greg Crippen, also a guy of the 21 class out of IMG who also had extensive center experience. Hint, hint, I might be covering this guy next week. And let's click into him, right? Wait, what the hell? That's really weird. So I have no idea what this actually means, because what does this mean, right? Because you click into Greg Crippen's, he's a strong side defensive end. But then when you go to his recruiting profile, he's an offensive center. This makes no sense. There's got to be a glitch in their system. Very odd. Very odd. Clucas Gaming, him wanting to wrestle everyone to the ground could be useful for trap blocks if we move him to guard. That's true. That's true. I just need to see him pulling more, right? That's one thing with Raheem Anderson. You generally want your guys to be relatively explosive. I like him in space, but pulling and, releasing to the second level from the center position, those are two different skills. What does your lateral movement look like in that, And his shuttle time, while these testing numbers aren't necessarily the most important thing when it comes to offensive linemen, lateral movement is one of the more important aspects of being an offensive guard. So, I don't know. I liked him in space, but I just need to see him more at the guard position overall before, truly saying he'll be a big contributor down the line. I think he has a really high floor. Absolutely. But, yeah. I mean, his high floor puts him at the very worst, a dependable 6th or 7th offensive lineman. I think his floor alone, if he stays on his trajectory, that'll be at least where he gets. I think his ceiling is a multi-year starter on the interior, just depending on where they want him to go, right? If he has a quicker path to center and they truly see Greg Crippen atop of that center board, then teach Raheem Anderson. Maybe that delays him a year to get him up to speed on guard position overall. But, I mean, everything from his technique, his hands, seemingly good footwork, just got to get some consistency with his hand placement, later on in the play to ensure he's not trying to muscle guys and get caught in those scenarios. And I think he's got a good future. Okay, guys, that's all I got. About 30 minutes. That's what I want these to be. Throw a like, throw a subscription, get us to 4,000 subscribers before the season. Appreciate that. We'll be back next week. I'll spoil it here, actually, because we're down to our final 2 early enrollees. We're going to be doing Greg Crippen and Tristan Bounds. So we're doing more offensive linemen. Not the most exciting, but then we'll be jumping into all of the rest of these guys. So I'll be having a post on the YouTube channel to add comments on who you guys want to see first of the rest of these 12 guys for future episodes. But Tristan Bounds, Greg Crippen, that'll be next week. And then make sure you check that and my Twitter at Steven Toski for I'll ask you guys who you want to see moving forward. Guys, I'm probably most excited to cover from this list. I really like George Rooks quite a bit. Jaden Hood's going to be a monster. I think Rod Moore is pretty underrated at 500 overall. I like him. And then I haven't really watched a whole lot of Ike film, so I got to get up to speed on that. Okay, guys, watch out for those posts coming this week. See you guys next week, Monday, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Hold on, Clucas Gaming, one more question. When was the last time one of our starting offensive linemen wasn't drafted? Bushel Beatty? Is that his last name? Yeah. We produce NFL line a dime a dozen. You're right. Clucas Gaming, you're right. We'll end with that. It's a great note. All right, guys, take care. Go Blue.